And so the shortest day came, and the year died. And everywhere, down the centuries of the snow-white years, people came singing, dancing, to drive the dark away. They put lighted candles in the winter trees. They hung their homes with evergreens. They burned beseeching fires all night long to keep the year alive. And when the new day sunshine blazed awake, they shouted, reveling. Through all the frosty ages, you can hear them echoing behind us. Listen, they carol, they feast, they give thanks, they dearly love their friends, they hope for peace, and so do we, this year and every year. All hail to the days that merit more praise than all the rest of the year, and welcome the night that doubles delights the poor as well as the peer. Good fortune and each merry man's friend who does but the best that he may, forgetting old wrong with carol and song to drive the cold winter away. When Christmas's tide comes in like a bride in holly and ivy clad, 12 days of the year, much mirth and good cheer in every household is had. The country guide
is then to devise
a midwinter mummers play to help us forget the cold and the wet and drive the cold winter away.
In comes I, Lady Greensleeves. Pray give us room to rhyme. We've come to show activity upon this winter time. Clear away the circle. The mummers gather here. Lost in time, cast in rhyme, from earth's memory we appear. Though some of us be tall and some be short, we all require a room for this, our winter sport. For here you'll behold a battle outrageous between the Turkish knight and St. George the Courageous. Clear away, see our hero comes. St. George is here, so beat the drums.
In comes I, St. George, so very bold. With my sword and buckler by my side, I won 10 crowns of gold. 'Tis I who fought the fiery dragon and brought him to the slaughter. And by means of this and that, I won the king of Egypt's daughter. What mortal man dare to stand before me with my sword in hand?
Welcome, St. George, the dragon slayer. Stand aside and await the next player. A moment, sir, and I'll return anon. For the king of Egypt I must now summon.
In comes I, the Egyptian king. Better watch out while I do my thing. I'll challenge you, George, with my champion. He's the Turkish knight. This'll be real fun. Now watch your tongue and don't be rude, because the Turkish knight is a real tall dude. So enter in, Mr. TK. St. George right here is the one to slay.
In comes I, old Turkish knight, come to old England with St. George to fight. I'll battle St. George, this holy nerd. For me to lose would be absurd. My brain is made of iron. My body's lined with steel. I'll do this fellow in and make him kneel.
Pull out your sword and fight. Pull out your purse and pay. Satisfaction I will have of thee this day.
No purse will I pull out, no money will I pay, but my sword I will draw out, and satisfaction I will have this day. Battle to battle on thee I call, to see who on the sword shall fall.
him, man, and now he don't work. Are you some kind of a thirsty jerk? Now he can't marry. You've broken his toe. Are you some kind of a fool?
I fought and I fought with all my might, and now this is definitely one cold, dark night.
Is there a doctor or professor can be found to heal this man of his deadly wound?
That's wound.
Is there a doctor or professor can be found to heal this man of his deadly wound?
Hallelujah! I've heard the call. I'm a doctor. It's true, but that's not all. With degrees bought and sold and honorary, I can cure whatever ails you and relieve you of your gold.
Ah, noble doctor, we must be sure. Name the diseases that you can cure.
Well, I can cure, and I do very well with, but friends, reach out to me with your believability while I manipulate your malability, ravage your responsibility, and liquidate my liability. And if you give me dollars individual, I can even bail out your failed S&Ls. If you give me dollars by the tens, I can excoriate the devil himself and all his friends. And if you give me dollars by the 100, I can even raise your newly dead. But now it's time to pay, 'tis the norm. Kindly fill out this simple insurance form.
Now get this form from in front of my nose. In Cairo there are no HMOs. I'm sick and tired of this bureaucracy. That I have no insurance is plain to see.
Well, my good friend, your long life and good health will simply abound if you'll pay me now 100 pounds.
Well, I'm real short of cash, you sleazy old quack. All I got is 6 pence. Will that bring him back?
6 pence might do in a pinch, but tomorrow we'll settle up with my broker down at Merrill Lynch. Now for a healing with feeling. Throw down your cane and be free of your pain.
He doesn't have a cane.
Oh, no cane. Well, rocking and a healing, rise to the ceiling. Throw down your crutch and it won't hurt so very much.
Thank you very much, but he hasn't got a crutch.
Well, just what is the problem?
He's dead!
Uh-oh, the big one. Well, I just happen to have a little medication while you're wrapped with anticipation. From my magic bottle, I'll pour some jump starts down his throttle. And now a little to his eyes, and a little to his thighs.
Now all together, let's help him rise.
So it's rise up, jock, and sing your song. For the summer is short and the winter long. Let's all join hands and form a chain till the leaves of springtime bloom again.
Well, and so our time is done. We hope our little play has brought you all some fun. If there is a moral in our silly show, it is that season follows season as they go. All that has died will be reborn, as sure as winter's night is changed to morn.
I salute you. There is nothing we can give you which you have not. But there is much which, though we cannot give, you can take. No heaven can come to us unless our hearts find rest in it today. Take heaven. No peace lies in the future that is not hidden in the present moment. Take peace. The gloom of the world is but a shadow. Behind it, within our reach, is joy. Take joy. And so at this midwinter time, we greet you with a prayer that now and forever the day breaks and the shadows flee away.
Well, thank you, Portland Morris, for getting our program off to a good start today. Happy holidays to all City Club members and their guests today. We're delighted that you can be here. We do have a few announcements that we need to run through right quickly, and then our program will resume. Next Friday, December 28th, there will be no program. Please remember. The following Friday, January 4th, we'll start off the year with Russell Sadler, columnist and commentator, who will share his behind-the-scenes ideas about the 66th Oregon Legislative Assembly. He'll give us some insights on what's going to really be at the top of the list. Maybe besides ballot measure 5. Our leadership class, as you know, is being offered again beginning January 10th, Pathways to Leadership. It's based on Stephen Covey's 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. It's going to start January 10th. The class is filling up nicely. There are a couple of spots left, I believe, so if you're interested, call Nancy Hedin at the City Club office. We also want to remind you about our joint course, the City Club Merrillhurst course entitled Discourse in Public Affairs, Issues and Answers. It is being offered at both the graduate and undergraduate level, or for those who would like to audit this course. This course is facilitated by State Representative Mike Burton and John Sinclair, Chairman of the Department of Humanities at Merrillhurst. Mike Burton is assistant to the president there, too. Enrollment in that class is limited to 20. Those students come and hear our speakers every Friday. Then they adjourn to the City Club office and have a seminar to go a little further in depth.
Most of our speakers are able to join them, and it's really an exciting time for both student and our speaker to pursue things a little more. Anyone who is interested can call Student Services at Merrillhurst. That number is 636-8141. We want to take a moment and thank all of you who have made contributions to our annual fund. City Club civic research and public affairs programming is not possible without this generous support. Please, if you haven't already given, consider a year-end gift. We'd appreciate it. As you came in today, City Club pins were on sale. They'll be available as you leave, and you might even consider a gift certificate membership. Our folks who were there before the program began will be there at the end. I also want to draw your attention to the centerpieces on your table, the pieces of art. Those are on sale today too. They're from the Great Spirit Ceramic Studio, and we'd like to thank artist August Encolada and George Youngren for making them available. If you're interested in buying any of those, you can go to the back of the room after the program is over and purchase them. Our hearty thanks go out today to the Arts and Culture Standing Committee for developing today's program. In particular, we'd like to thank Committee Chair Mark Anderson and members Mary Jo Peterson and Bob Wheel in particular for their attention to the details. We'd also like to thank the Benson once again for providing the special ambience. To Bob Zavada of R.A. Reed Productions for serving as our stage manager, and Kurt Warner of OPB for lending his expert hand at the sound, we give you a special thanks. We'd also like to thank our performers for today because they are really what make our program very, very special. Now let's get ready to turn back to our celebration. One of the special things about being a grandparent is being exposed to new children's storybooks, like the Polar Express. This is a lovely story about a child joining other children on a train going to the North Pole. Our hero gets the first present from Santa, and he chooses a bell from the sleigh. The bell has a marvelous sound, and of course most adults can't hear it. As our hero grows older, though, he doesn't lose the ability to hear that marvelous sound, even though some of his friends do. City Club's Christmas program is for us like the hero of the Polar Express. We treasure the marvelous sound and sights, even though we may celebrate the spirit in different ways and have a few moments of bah humbug. Our MC conductor today on City Club's version of the Polar Express, with a sampling of Portland's rich bank of artists, is Margie Boule, former TV host and currently Oregonian columnist. She's an award winner, designated as Best Columnist in 1989 by the Oregon Newspaper Publishers Association, awarded the ACLU Civil Rights Award, and honored by Planned Parenthood for her columns on reproductive rights. Please join me in welcoming Margie Boule, who will host the rest of our program.
Thank you so much. It's a delight to be here. Merry Christmas to you. Happy holidays. We're going to celebrate several different holidays. I'm not sure which one they were celebrating. Winter solstice, I think, right? They've asked me to come up here and give you a little bit of information about the Portland Morris, the group which began our program. Since 1983, the Portland Morris has taught Morris dancing, a centuries-old tradition of festive English village dancing, to the Rose City. What we saw was what people have been watching for centuries. It's a traditional entertainment at this time of year, and I can't help but feeling that we just watched the roots of rap music. Anyway, from May Day to the end of September, they're dancing all around town. They dance at Pioneer Square and at the Rose Garden and Saturday Market, Tom McCall Park. Perhaps you've seen them around the city. At any rate, at the winter solstice, they bring out another old English tradition, mumming, which is the farcical semi-serious program that we saw. And it says here, and this is perfectly appropriate that I announce this because it's in the spirit of festive retailing, which we're enjoying so much. It says right here, they can be bought. They'll entertain for a fee anytime, any place. So just keep that in mind. Coming up next is the Catlin Gabel School Piano Trio, and I want to introduce the performers you will see on the stage. We have Damon Spritzer on piano. We have Jennifer Shea on violin and Michael Doran on cello, and they will be performing Mendelssohn's Andante movement. Just a little background about the performers. Spritzer is an accomplished pianist and violinist who plays with the Portland Youth Philharmonic. Shea has placed first in statewide competition for the past 2 years and is also a member of the Portland Youth Philharmonic. And Doran is a member of the All-State Orchestra. Catlin Gabel Piano Trio. Alrighty, we are actually between holidays here. Hanukkah ended 3 days ago. Christmas is days away. And what is it, 4 days away? 5 days away? 4 days away? All right, fine. So it's quite appropriate that we feature some Hanukkah music, even though the holiday is past, because this is just kind of a general holiday celebration. And we have two very special performers with us today to bring us some Hanukkah folk music. Performers Emily Georges Gottfried and Bonnie Messinger will play a selection of Hanukkah folk music for us. The two recently played at the Newport Center for the Performing Arts in Newport, and they're available for solo performances and in concert, and they've been doing quite a bit of concertizing lately. Because I'm sure you're interested, and also because we have to set up the stage, which is really truly the reason why I'm here, just kind of chatter while they're moving chairs. I'll give you a little bit of their background. Now, I want to tell you that this bio was written by the performer herself, just so you won't, tell her how sorry you are for her afterwards, because Margie Boule said those crazy things. Far from the shores of her native Long Island, Ms. Messinger has plied her craft as a bicycling balladeer since the mid-1970s. From the smoggy coast of Los Angeles to the soggy hills of Seattle, from the dribbling dikes of Holland to the sun-baked moonscapes of Cappadocia, her songs and stories have touched the hearts and tickled the funny bones of teachers, Turks, tykes, and tumbleweeds of all sizes, shapes, and dementia. She lives in Portland now, beneath the dribbling clouds of Portland, Oregon. So we're happy that she finally settled here. Also performing with her is Emily Georges Gottfried, and you may be interested to know that Emily is related to several longtime members of the City Club. She's the daughter of Maurice Georges, who's been a member since 1958, and the niece of William Gittleson, who's been a member since 1956. She grew up in Portland and served as a cantor in Albuquerque, New Mexico for 5 years. She's also taught voice at the University of New Mexico and music in the Portland Public Schools. So here's some Hanukkah music.
Oh Hanukkah, Hanukkah, come light the menorah. Let's have a party, we'll all dance the hora. Gather round the table, we'll give you a treat. Sivivon to play with and latkes to eat. And while we are playing, the candles are burning low. One for each night they shed a sweet light to remind us of days long ago. One for each night they shed a sweet light to remind us of days long ago. Oh Hanukkah, Hanukkah, come light the menorah. Let's have a party, we'll all dance the hora. Gather round the table, we'll give you a treat. Sivivon to play with and latkes to eat. And while we are playing, the candles are burning low. One for each night they shed a sweet light to remind us of days long ago. One for each night they shed a sweet light to remind us of days long ago. Sivivon so Hanukkah ufato, Hanukkah ufato, Sivivon so. Chag simcha hula'am, nes gadol haya sham, nes gadol haya sham, Chag simcha hula'am. Sivivon fin, nun and gimel, hey and shin, gimel stop, then I win, Sivivon wonder and his glory. So we sing and so we celebrate Hanukkah, oh Hanukkah. Sivivon, sof sof sof, Hanukkah, uchatov, Hanukkah, uchatov, Sivivon, sof sof sof.
In case you don't know, a sivivon is the sivivon is the Hebrew word for dreidel. The traditional game we play with the four-sided top, it's a gambling game, and on each side of the top is a Hebrew letter, nun, gimel, hey, or shin. Those letters stand for how you play the game. If you get a nun, you get nothing, etc., etc. It's a gambling game. They also stand for nes gadol hayasham. A great miracle happened there. And that miracle was the reason that we celebrate Hanukkah, that the Jewish people at the time fought against the Syrian army. A very small band fought against this large band of Syrians, and they won their right to religious freedom. So Hanukkah is a celebration of freedom and a celebration of light. And at this time, we'd like to sing a new version, contemporary version of Ma'oz Tzur. The literal translation, I guess, is Rock of Ages. The translation that we'll be doing for you is not quite that exact translation, but you'll hear it. Bonnie is playing a bowed psaltery, which is a Renaissance instrument.
As I explained before, we play the game of dreidel during Hanukkah. Many of you know, especially if you're a child, the song I Have a Little Dreidel. Well, it says, I have a little dreidel, I made it out of clay. I have never seen a clay dreidel. Maybe some of you have, but I haven't. Anyway, we will be singing I Have a Little Dreidel. We'll sing the clay verse, and then we've made up some verses that are interesting. We make dreidels out of different things. I have a little dreidel, I made it out of clay, and when it's dry and ready, then dreidel I shall play. Oh, dreidel, 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 I made it out of clay, and when it's dry and ready, then dreidel I shall play. I have a little dreidel, I made it out of soap. I put it in the bathtub and play it while it floats. Oh, dreidel, 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 I made it out of soap. I put it in the bathtub and play it while it floats. I have a little dreidel, I made it out of ice. Melted game of dreidel, it's not so very nice. Oh, dreidel, 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 I made it out of ice. A melted game of dreidel, it's not so very nice. I have a little dreidel, I made it out of sand, but when I tried to spin it, it crumbled in my hand. Oh, dreidel, 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 I made it out of sand, but when I tried to spin it, it crumbled in my hand. I have a little dreidel, I made it out of mud, but when I tried to spin it, it fell down with a thud. Oh, dreidel, 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 I made it out of mud, but when I tried to spin it, it fell down with a thud. I have a little dreidel, I made it out of bread. I did not spin my dreidel, I ate it up instead. Oh, dreidel, 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 I made it out of bread. I did not spin my dreidel, I ate it up instead. I have a little dreidel, I made it in my mind. An imaginary dreidel is the hardest one to find. Oh, dreidel, 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 I made it in my mind. An imaginary dreidel is the hardest one to find. I have a little dreidel, it's sitting on the shelf. And if you want more verses, you can make them up yourself. Oh, dreidel, 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 it's sitting on the shelf. And if you want more verses, you can make them up yourself.
That was marvelous. Particularly like the very old instrument. It was absolutely beautiful. And speaking of beautiful, there is perhaps to me no sound as evocative of the holidays as the sounds of bells ringing. And so I'm particularly delighted that our next performers will be a group which calls themselves the Bells of St. Andrew. The Bells of St. Andrew are associated with St. Andrew's Presbyterian Church, located in Portland's West Hills. The original choir was formed about 9 years ago with the purchase of the first 2 octaves of handbells. Now you have to understand, with handbell choirs, the way you determine their status is how many octaves they have. So they started with 2, they now have 4.5 octaves of bells, and their goal is 5 octaves, so they're almost there. Debbie Nickel is the director. She has been their director for 6 years. The full choir has 13 members ranging in age from 17 to retired, and they're not quite ready yet. Let's see. Need a few more seconds to set up their. Well, I tell you what. Let me just give you a last-minute shopping tip. There's a great new board game out. It's called the Keating 5 board game. The Keating 5 board game. It's exactly like Monopoly, except nobody ever goes to jail. That's just something for you to take back to your office this afternoon as a little treat for your coworkers. You can tell them you made it up. I won't I won't let him know I passed it along. Are we ready now? Your stand is ready? Everybody's ready? just a little joke. Just our idea of a little joke. Ladies and gentlemen, for the holidays, the bells of St. Andrew. Thank you very much. The bells of St. Andrews. They cannot be bought. Well, maybe. At any rate, I want to thank all of our performers today. They've really done a wonderful job, and I know you've all enjoyed the music as much as I have. And the rapping, too. I'm going to turn the meeting back over to Mary Kramer now. Mary.
Thank you, Margie. And again, our thanks to all our performers who have done such a special job for us today. And to each and every one of you, we wish you a happy holiday season and a very special year to come. The bell ringers are going to do a little more caroling for us as we adjourn. So thank you for being here today, and we are adjourned.